When I think about persuading people to do something, I think about high school and sports and just something that can relate to everyone that I go to school with. And when I think about high school, I do think about all the sports that are involved in it. There are so many, and that's why I believe that anyone or just any student should get involved in either just activities, sports, or just some type of weightlifting just to keep them involved and stay them in shape and everything like that. And that's why I think that kids should get involved in sports more or try something new, personally speaking. But I want to tell you guys some other ways to back up why I'm saying that. And I want to start off by saying teamwork. Teamwork is one of the things that I really do focus on, because without a team, you would not succeed. But then teamwork really does help a lot of advantages to being in sports. Like, yes, I know that sports do take a lot of time, and I do know that practices are a lot of work. And yes, it'll be hot, it'll be cold, you'll go there some days when you're sick, you'll go when you're feeling good and end up leaving mad. I do know that, but teammates really do pick you up, and they are probably going to be there 99.99% of the time behind your back, backing you up on anything you do. And that's why I really do think teamwork is probably one of the best things to have when you're in a sport. That's why I think when people get involved in sports, they don't really think about the teamwork aspect of it. They really just kind of think of individually. Yes, sports are individually, like wrestling, like pitching, and even basketball, you can focus on shooting by yourself. But at the end of the day, it's all you guys working together to succeed and make this goal for each other. So that's why I think that teamwork is probably, if not the most important thing when it comes to doing a sport. That's why I would tell you guys to do a sport, is that teamwork just helps out with the bonding. You probably will meet your best friend doing a sport. It helps you correlate and understand what each other are like out on the field, or what each other are like on the court, and how they act and how they differ from you, and just how they are in general towards one another. Another thing is grades. Teachers will probably point this out 99% of the time. Grades are a thing that are huge when being in sports. You can't do a sport if you don't have good grades. Therefore, you have to maintain a certain average, at least a D or higher. For my school, we have 4 points. F's are 2, D's are 1. That's why I think that I like that rule, because it won't let kids slip away from their grades. And with sports, it won't let you do that. If you have a low enough grade, your coach or your teacher will be telling you to get that up. And not only like succeeding in grades, I feel like that just looks better for yourself to get good grades. You don't have to worry about it. Like, even the feeling you have knowing that you still keep up with your grades, you work hard, and you are succeeding in both is probably a really good feeling to have. I personally think being an athlete, keeping my grades up, and also being into sports is a good thing to have. But with academically speaking, you can also get awards for that, which personally speaking, I have actually got an academic all-state for softball. And out of all the awards I've gotten, that is probably one of my most favorite ones, because it really does show that athletes are always students. Yes, in the summertime we have softball, but we are still students of the game. We're still learning, we're still improving, we're still doing something together. So that's why when I think about succeeding in academics, it's probably one of the most important things, because you will have to do academic stuff for the next 10 plus years, just depending when you're going to go to college and how many years of college you're going to have. But you will need academics. So to have a good base for softball or any sport is just a really good key thing to have. And that's why I persuade people to do sports, is because not only would you do sports, you would also succeed in academics. And if you have teammates, like I talked about, that want you to play, they will help you out with your, all your homework too, which I've had that help. I've been struggling before, I needed help before, I've helped people before because I knew if they didn't get this worksheet in, they would have failed. In which I didn't want that to happen, because we're a teammate, we work together, we're friends. Even if we're not close friends, we're still going to be friends because we want each other to succeed. That's why I like to help out people, and that's why I believe that academics are a very key role in succeeding in softball, for me personally, or any other sport. And then with all this comes recognition and awards. Recognition and awards is one of those things that you just, honestly, it just pays off. It makes everything worth it. Yes, like all those hours you spent, all the weightlifting, all the frustration, all the sadness, getting a recognition from like a coach or even just someone after the game saying, hey, good game, like what I saw out there, or nice hit, or nice shot, that is just, it just honestly refreshes you, and it makes you think that, yes, I'm good, I can get better too, or I am better than what I thought I was. And awards on the way, for my age and for people in my school, a lot of people have gotten a lot of awards, but it's not because we just woke up one day and we just went. We had to work for it, and I keep preaching on working for it because I feel like people just kind of don't want working as a negative thing. Working is never a negative thing. If you work to succeed, people are going to look at how hard you had to work to get to your awards that you succeeded or got, or the recognition that you had. And like with me, it's all year round we work. All year round we work, because in like a 1A school, you don't have as many people to choose from in sports, so you have to focus and get everything done. And I can tell you from personally speaking, I got over 10 awards this year for softball. Beg to differ, I got district stuff, state stuff, and academic stuff. And that is honestly, I can't even tell you my excitement for that, because I got this paper bag and had all my awards on it, and I just sat there and cried. And I cried because of how much I was actually being not shown off, but I was being put out. I put myself out for people to see, and it all did pay off, and people did see my success that I did have. That's why I think that recognition awards is honestly the dessert to everything, because that is something, I'm not saying you need to show it off, I'm not saying that at all, but it's one of those things that you can show people to show them that, yes, I worked this hard and I did get this award. And there's certain types of award. There's an MVP award, there's the best offense, defense, there's a participation award. Yes, people say participation award is nothing big, but it does show that you are improving in certain aspects, whether you are 10 years old, 2 years old, or 20 years old. But I personally think that the awards are probably the best part of at the end of the year, and that's when you usually get them, is after you worked hard, because your coaches know just as much as you do that you bust your butt the whole year to succeed and earn your spot where you had it. That's why recognition and awards is very important to a player too. It does boost their self-esteem. I will admit that. It does give them courage, strength, and it does show a lot of leadership. If you got that award, you were a leader in some aspect. Maybe not every day, maybe not in practice, maybe not in the game, but you did show it at one point in time. That's why those are important. So with all this being said, I want people to take away from this that, yes, sports can do wear and tear on the body, but it's wear and tear that have a story behind it. As I like to say, I broke my wrist, I broke my hand, I broke parts of my ankle from doing sports. But it's funny to look back at it. It'd be like, I did that